So where are we going, Gavin?
We're going to Chinatown first. Pagoda Street has like a lot of great places, and you can shop, but it's also teeming with a lot of culture right here. Chinese New Year is going to be next weekend, and it's a huge celebration. It's one of the best things because everyone goes to Chinatown.
When you address the taxi driver, you call them uncle. Why?
Yes, it's a sign of respect actually in Asian culture. You call the elders uncle or auntie, and actually in Latin American culture we do the same thing, so it's not that big of a stretch. It's the year of the tiger, so all of the little knickknacks are tigers. I buy a lot of jewelry. A lot of women back in New York, they like Asian looks. Jade is very big in Asia.
Chopsticks.
Holding sticks. It's the best present to give. You just get some chopsticks and you take it back, and everyone's always happy to add it to their kitchen. This is the Chinese drum, and it's perfect for kids. I bought one for my nephew, and he can't get enough of it. We're gonna test it out, and we're gonna get one.
What's the weather like in Singapore?
Oh my god, it's so humid all the time. Very, very humid.
Does it ever get cooler than this?
It gets very cool now. Actually, like a month ago, it was very cold. It was monsoon season, and it was unusually cool. This is my favorite spot. You can get all kinds of fruits and vegetables for really cheap. So instead of going to the mall and buying, you just come here. In Chinatown, there's a lot of vegetarian options. This is wood ear mushrooms, and mushrooms are really cheap. It's not the mushrooms you get in Amsterdam, but you know. Custom-made shoes for very cheap in Chinatown. It's the best thing. Because a lot of people have different foot needs, and one of the big things in Singapore is foot reflexology, to make sure that your foot is in alignment with the ground when you're stepping, because it affects all the other points in your body, and it affects how you are physically. So these guys custom make shoes for that, and you can actually get a foot reflexology treatment here for very cheap.
Okay, tell me quickly where we are.
We are at Chinatown. We're leaving Chinatown on the MRT. It's very clean. That's what I love about Singapore too. Very clean subway system. And so you can eat, you can drink, you can do anything. You can just sit and wait to get where you need to go. And we're gonna head to Outram Park, which is another station, and then take a cab to Ferry Terminal. So you'll see a lot of that, just condo developments everywhere you go. Because it's, I think the objective, I learned this from a lot of people when I first came to Singapore. They'd like about 6 million people living in Singapore.
They like 6 million people.
Yes, they'd like to keep it around that level. Around 2010, 2011, they're aiming for that. So we are at Changi Point Ferry Terminal, and we're going off the coast of mainland Singapore to one of Singapore's many islands, Pulau Ubin. And a lot of us shoot our movies on Pulau Ubin because we want a little bit more culture and a little bit more like something more farmy looking and very native looking. So this is old Singapore. This is what Singapore used to look like, Pulau Ubin. Now it's very like, it's a big metropolis. So we're gonna get on the ferry and we're gonna go check out Pulau Ubin, the yesteryear of Singapore. You can ride around the whole island in about an hour and a half.
Oh wow.
So it's a good way to escape when, you know, you're having a rough time in Coastal. You just need to get away.
Yeah.
So it's very local. Right now. Rent a bag.
$2.
This is all for Chinese New Year. Just the decorations. It's a part of Singapore you don't see, which is why you have to get off the mainland. And there's so much richness in like the architecture around here because it's very local. It's very old school. It's what Singapore looked like 20 years ago. Yeah. And so everything just sort of flows very naturally, and you can really shape, you know, a rich story here.
Yeah.
And bring it to life.
Wow.
Very nice. Thank you.
Wow, this is really good.
It's really sweet, yeah. So we're in Gaylong right now, which is sort of the seedy underbelly of Singapore, so to speak. It's quite tame compared to most other places, but it has like the best food and sort of the best life, and it's open 24/7, so you can come in any time of day. And so all of these restaurants everywhere around, there's just the best food. You can sit anywhere and just enjoy yourself. We are going to get some durian. It's the fruit that you have to try, although a lot of people are grossed out by the smell. It's actually not that bad.
We're smelling it right now.
We are smelling it right now.
What is? How would you describe this smell?
It's a high sulfur smell, but it's mixed with like vanilla. So picture like a bad sewer with vanilla. No, I'm kidding. It's actually not like that. It's very good. It's very appetizing.
Oh wait, this is it.
Yes.
God.
Not bad. I don't know.
Everybody.
Just one of this. Yeah. Yellow. It's like rice pudding with lots of vanilla in it. Very, very sweet.
Alright, which part do you eat?
You just eat the fleshy part outside.
Ugh.
And so you hate it.
I can't do it, I'm sorry. It tastes like pepper, like... Ugh. Alright. Do you have a mint?
This is Little India, mainly the Mustafa Center. It is the prop heaven for any filmmaker. You can find anything at all you need, you can find at Mustafa Center. And so this is the main building. There's another outlet here. This little building is Mustafa again. And then going down the block, we're just gonna take a walk so you can see like some of the more fun stuff that's happening near the store. Checking out the latest CDs and DVDs. So migrant workers on their off time come out here to try to find recreational stuff, and movies and music are very big in Indian culture, so they just come out here and sample some of the latest stuff. This is Serangoon Plaza. It's where everything sort of happens. Singtel sets up here. You can win phone cards, you can win prizes. And all the migrant workers of Singapore, they hang out here on their off time so that they can win prizes and win phone cards to call their families back home. So this is basically Singapore, the main attractions as I see it. And it's not as culturally dead as most people think it is. Sure, there's a lot more malls than you might think, but it's still a great place to be. If you look really hard, you'll find some really interesting places. And I think it's become a really good place for making movies.
Thanks, Gavin.